Latest on Niger coup d'etat. Thanks for following us. We're still watching how events unfolds in Niger after the coup. ECOWAS force is still on standby, waiting for instructions to go against the military junta. That aside, the junta seems to be making some contacts and negotiations as well. The Wagner Group presence in the bloc is noted and against what many thinks. The Niger may not work with the Wagner Group. Yes, it's like they are having a relationship with the United States. Due to the uranium there are several interests from different parts of the world. And if the United States is involved, what will ECOWAS do with other Western countries? US is interested in Niger and had deployed Catherine Fitzgibbon, who understands the Africa background, as their new ambassador to Niamey. Well, they would say she's just there to do some negotiations, but it could be beyond that. They could say she's there to resolve the crisis. But they are also doing their own biddings indirectly. Nobody wants war. In a war situation, you might lose what you want, including the West. Everybody might lose on that. And if you realize what is happening, the tone has changed. Somehow, the West is like they are not speaking in favor of Bazoum's return again. The West, okay, before it's reinstate Bazoum, as president of Niger. Now it's release Bazoum. So the tone has changed. And I think it's because of the US influence. US will not totally agree with ECOWAS. They have to forge ahead. There must be a way out on when diplomacy fails. This according to a chief negotiator for ECOWAS, Abubakar Abdusalami, who is a former Nigeria president. Is the last military president of Nigeria, and this man is held in high esteem. So ECOWAS has used him to make negotiations. So for him, he's not seeing a military intervention. Even if the diplomacy fails, negotiations fails, he still believes there is a way out of it. Agreement could be reached, and this could involve making concessions. Yes, the various group could make concessions rather than going into an outright war. That is it. And there is this feeling in Niger that the elite of the country has always acted to favor the colonial masters. In this case, headed by France. It's like France is more interested. And that fuels more hatred for a Bazoum return or continue. It's also a case of populism. The people feeling they have been exploited, and this is respite for them, the coming of the military junta. That is the situation in Niger. A very messy situation. Several countries are involved, some in support, some opposed. And in this particular situation, the West has been advised so that they should be very careful, because the Niger junta could be forced to make agreements with either Russia or Wagner. Wagner boss is dead and confirmed now in a plane crash, and they are still probing the cause of his death. But it's clear based on what we watched that it wasn't a natural cause. Yes. So they are telling the West to be careful with dealing with this Niger issue, because Wagner is already in the vicinity. It could lead to Niger, although they have not thought about that, but it could lead to them making agreements with Russia and or Wagner. And you know what that means? The West does not like that. The West has always been in contention with Russia. So they are being very careful. Now, here is a thought by somebody that is also concerned. He said the whole idea behind everything, the coup, is that they wants a review of terms, concerning the extraction of uranium and gold deposits. Niger is rich in uranium and gold deposits, so they want a kind of review. He said the influence of French, the colonial influence, still remains there, and the loyalty. And that is to say, the relationship with France, which was put on hold somehow by the military junta, will still be restored. But the junta and Nigerians want France to treat them with respect. They don't want that continuous exploitation. Give us exact value of money for whatever you take from Niger. That is what this man is talking about. So it's like France remains in the picture. That is it. After all, the generals and most of the Nigerians, they went through French institutions. They understand France very well, the position of France. And when someone has influenced you with their language, so for them, it's not an outright doing away with France, but a review. You can't just be giving us peanuts, taking our resources, using it to fix your place. We also want nuclear-powered electricity, nuclear energy to be used in our place. Just like some people said, we've had. Germany is building a solar power in maybe Sahara Desert, where there is so much sun to power Germany, in the industries in Germany. Can you imagine? But those people does not know the use of that. Although it's like an eye-opener for them, and it's time for them to like, oh, you've been paying us peanuts to use this area. That is it. So what I said about still restoring the relationship between Niger and France is only a conjecture anyway. Meanwhile, is the junta seeking some concession? Are they seeking concession to save face? They have come under serious threat of being expunged, exterminated. Are they seeking some form of concession? Or they are just buying time? That is what many are pondering on. And has the Western powers concluded plans on what to do with and in Niger concerning what is happening? From all indication, based on some reports from some corner, they said they might have planned to do away with Bazoum, that the era of Bazoum is gone. And they are also going to somehow force the Chiani-led government, the junta, to work within a time frame and restore democracy. All this will still be in their favor. But Niger's ruling continue to face more pressures. The African Union has suspended Niger's membership of the Union. Meanwhile, the African Union warned that military intervention should be put on hold, that they want to study the events further. Like they said the other time, they are afraid of a refugee crisis in that zone. And you know what it means? Like officials from Algeria said, that people in Niger, if there's an outbreak of war, their neighboring countries, they could pour in. There could be crises that might go out of control. Everyone is being careful. Now, if you come to Nigeria, the domestic opinion is that they do not support military intervention. And considering what has happened in the past, during Abacha's time, during Babangida's time, military interventions led by ECOMOG, Nigeria led ECOMOG in Liberia and Sierra Leone, you saw the results. It didn't end well. And such a thing can happen in Niger, considering that at least 90% of the population is anti-France somehow now. They are anti-Bazoum. So if you force anything on them, it's only a matter of time it will collapse. And again, the northern part of Nigeria has a relationship with Niger. Yes, a tribal ethnic relationship. And they are so much opposed to such wars. And that must not be ignored. Top northern voices, and including the common people, are saying, we don't want you to go to war with Niger. Niger is our brother. They are brothers to the northern part of the Nigeria. We are related. Ignore the colonial boundaries. They are related people. Yes, even though Niger speaks French and the northern part of Nigeria and Nigeria speaks English, it's just a colonial thing. Yes. Apart from that, they are related. So they don't want that. And that's updates on Niger Republic aftermath of the coup. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for more updates. I am Azoka OJ. Owner. Bye-bye for now.